Hey guys, how's it going? Brian here. Today we're going to be doing a little review of my 2018 Audi TTRS. This is the same car that I ran a 9.9 in the quarter mile with on the Unitronic Stage 2 E85 file. Today the review is going to be done on the Stage 2 93 file, so just to give you a little rundown of what's done to the car. So currently it is lowered on KW height adjustable springs. Does have carbon ceramic brakes. Full interior. Still has the back seats and everything in it. Car currently has 16,000 miles, has turbo inlet, intake, stock air box, front mount intercooler, and downpipe. Right now the car is currently on an E20 blend, so I have a couple gallons of ethanol in the car to make sure that it's running the best that it can be on the file. So let's get started. So this is how the car sounds with the exhaust valves closed. And this is how the car sounds with the exhaust valves open. So one of the advantages of the TTRS is that you can actually have the car in comfort, which for Unitronic that means that there's no pops and bangs or crackles or overrun or whatever you'd like to call it. So in dynamic, you can hear that, and all you have to do is put the car into comfort. Exhaust is closed, you hit the button, and there's the nice smooth rev without having any crackles. Okay, so we're gonna do a little performance testing. I'm gonna do 0 to 60, quarter mile, and see if I can't get a 60 to 130 in here. I'm gonna use the same stretch of road both times, one in one direction, one in the other direction, and we'll go by an average. Again, this is Unitronic Stage 2 93 octane with E20 fuel in the system right now. It's 93 mixed with ethanol. Okay, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons of this car. Again, it's a 2018 TTRS. Biggest pro is the drivetrain. The motor is pretty darn bulletproof. Can handle 500 foot-pounds of torque, 750 Newton meters at the crank. Files from Unitronic for ethanol, 91, 93, and race gas. This exact car I'm driving in right now, I ran a 9.9 at 136, almost 137 miles an hour. The only difference between then and now is the fuel, as well as I ran my 17-inch slicks. Besides that, there was no weight reduction, there was nothing crazy done to it. So it doesn't really take a whole lot to get these cars to run low 10s or even high 9s. Some of my best runs today out on the street on stock wheels, stock tires, 10.7, 129 miles an hour, almost 130 miles an hour, consistently cuts 3.0, 0 to 60, so even in 50-degree weather where the roads are pretty cold, it still has a lot of traction and still is pretty darn fast for a street car. I personally don't run 93 octane that often, but when I do, I try to have about E15 to E20 blend in there, so that way I don't have to worry about any knock in my area. Especially Sheetz gas stations, the 93 fuel is pretty awful. So just adding a gallon or two of E85 really helps the performance and make sure that the tune can do what it was designed to do. Some of the other pros about the car is it's really smooth. Even though it handles very, very well, it's still super smooth. A lot of people would hop in this car and have no idea how fast it is until you get on it. And then when you get on it, you have that glorious 5-cylinder tone. It's half a V10, if you will. A lot of people call it that. Sounds great. The only downside to the way that this car sounds is the actual muffler. It has valves in it which allow it to be opened up and allow it to be closed. And those valves tend to rattle. So every couple months you really need to adjust them, and it's a little spring. You gotta make sure the tension on that spring is nice and tight, and that will fix that noise temporarily. Some of the other cons with this car is the small trunk. You can barely fit 2 or 3 wheels and tires, so if you want to bring wheels and tires to a tire shop, there's really not enough room in it. You're gonna have to use another car. I have KW height adjustable springs on the car, so it is a little stiffer than stock, and I have the rear rate bumped up to 450 pounds for drag racing, and it's still livable on the street, but you can definitely tell it's a little firmer than what it was back when the car was stock. Some of the other things I really like about the car is the interior. The steering wheel is great. It's got the Alcantara. I've actually updated the steering wheel with this car to the 19 wheel, so that way it has the marker at 12 o'clock. Really nice stitching, really good quality leather. Really makes you appreciate what Audi has done for these cars. Okay guys, that's gonna finish up this video. If you can, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some future updates of the TTRS and the Golf R. Hoping for some 8-second time slips with the TTRS this year. We're gonna put a built motor and an IROS full frame in it. Have a great day, guys.